In the world of politics, transitions are often seen as critical moments that demonstrate a leader's strength, decision-making, and ability to unite both the party and the country. For former President Donald Trump, the post-election period of 2024 was meant to be a demonstration of his enduring influence, leadership, and ability to pick the best talent to serve in key positions. Instead, it has turned into a spectacle of failures, public meltdowns, and embarrassing backlashes. Donald Trump's cabinet picks have been nothing short of a disaster, with several high-profile nominations facing insurmountable challenges. From withdrawal of candidates to public outcries from the Republican Party and the media, Trump's efforts to assemble a team for his next administration have faltered at almost every turn. In this video, we're going to break down the chaos surrounding Trump's cabinet picks, the dramatic meltdowns that followed, the growing backlash from both political figures and the public, and why these failures may signal a major shift in the political landscape. Let's dive deep into this cabinet catastrophe and what it reveals about the state of Trump's political future. 1. The cabinet chaos begins. The Matt Gaetz nomination. Trump's post-election leadership test began with his pick of Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz for a high-profile cabinet role. Gaetz, a staunch ally of Trump, is a polarizing figure in the Republican Party. Known for his outspoken support of the former president and his controversial views, many inside the GOP were concerned about his nomination. Despite the early enthusiasm from Trump's base, Gaetz faced mounting opposition, especially following allegations against him related to a federal investigation into his conduct. The scandal surrounding Gaetz led to pressure on Trump, forcing him to back away from the nomination. This early setback raised questions about Trump's ability to choose competent individuals who could both satisfy his loyalists and survive the confirmation process. 2. Pete Hegseth, a step too far? Next came the nomination of Pete Hegseth, a well-known Fox News personality and staunch Trump supporter. His nomination was immediately met with skepticism, particularly after reports surfaced about his divisive rhetoric and past controversies. As the media began to probe into his background, Hegseth's nomination seemed to be on shaky ground. Critics highlighted his role in promoting conspiracy theories and his inflammatory statements about various social and political issues. What began as a hopeful pick soon turned into another headache for Trump, with many wondering how someone so divisive could lead a major department. As the confirmation process unfolded, pressure mounted, and Hegseth's nomination seemed increasingly unlikely to survive. In the end, Trump was forced to acknowledge that Hegseth's confirmation would be impossible, yet another defeat in his quest to assemble a strong administration. 3. Kash Patel, stirring the pot. Kash Patel, a former Trump administration official, was another controversial choice. Known for his role in promoting the debunked Russia conspiracy theories and his involvement in the impeachment defense, Patel's nomination to a key position raised eyebrows even within the Republican Party. Many Republican senators, who had once been strong allies of Trump, were uncomfortable with Patel's extreme positions and questioned his qualifications. His nomination was met with immediate pushback from within the GOP ranks, revealing the fractures within Trump's party. Patel's failure to gain traction not only weakened Trump's ability to fill important positions, but also signaled the beginning of a deeper problem: Trump's shrinking base of support even among key Republican leaders. 4. Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., outsiders in the mix. Trump, however, was undeterred. In what seemed like a strategic attempt to broaden his appeal, he tapped former Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard and independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for cabinet positions. Gabbard, who ran for president as a Democrat in 2020, and Kennedy, a known anti-vaccine activist and environmental advocate, both seemed like unusual picks for a Trump administration. But these nominations only added to the confusion and chaos. Gabbard, known for her isolationist views, had alienated much of the Democratic base, and her relationship with Trump was seen by many as opportunistic. Meanwhile, RFK Jr.'s nomination was met with resistance from both Democrats and Republicans, leaving Trump's supporters questioning his judgment. Ultimately, neither Gabbard nor Kennedy was able to gain traction in the confirmation process, further embarrassing Trump and damaging his credibility. 5. Linda McMahon, the business connection. Linda McMahon, a longtime Trump ally and former head of the Small Business Administration, was another high-profile pick. While McMahon's business acumen was touted as an asset, her previous tenure in government was marred by controversy. Her nomination for a different role seemed like a desperate attempt to revive his campaign's business-focused narrative, but McMahon's involvement in failed ventures and her close ties to Trump's personal brand made her a problematic figure. Her nomination faced intense scrutiny, and despite her experience, it was clear that Trump's picks were becoming harder and harder to defend. 6. The withdrawal of key nominees, a show of weakness. Trump's difficulties did not end with the failed nominations. In several cases, nominees chose to withdraw rather than face an intense public confirmation process. The most glaring example came when a Florida sheriff who had been selected to lead the DEA was forced to back out after his controversial statements about Trump's pastors became public. Trump attempted to deflect blame by claiming that he pulled the nominee himself, citing concerns over his behavior. This, however, only added to the chaos. The entire debacle further revealed Trump's inability to pick individuals who could withstand the intense scrutiny of public office, especially during the confirmation process. 7. The media's role, scrutiny or smear. As Trump's cabinet chaos continued to unfold, the media took a central role in reporting on the failures and setbacks. The Wall Street Journal, one of the leading publications in the country, highlighted the ongoing issues with Trump's nominations. In a particularly scathing headline, the Journal noted how Trump's pick for the DEA had withdrawn due to a string of controversies. Trump, as expected, lashed out at the media. On his social media platform, Truth Social, he accused the Wall Street Journal of being obnoxious and unreadable, complaining that they focused on his failed nominations rather than the successes of his presidency. This outburst was not only a reaction to the press, but also a sign of Trump's growing frustration and his inability to control the narrative around his administration. Trump's outbursts against the media were not just an emotional response, but also a strategic move to deflect blame. His inability to respond to the growing criticism suggested that he was feeling the pressure as his transition plans unraveled. 8. Republican backlash, the party divided. What's most striking about the unfolding drama is the growing discontent within Trump's own party. As his cabinet picks floundered, Republican leaders and insiders began to speak out. Several Republican senators, once staunch supporters of Trump, started to question his judgment and leadership. Some quietly distanced themselves, while others openly criticized his choices. This internal division signaled a broader issue for Trump. His grip on the party was weakening. Once considered the de facto leader of the Republican Party, Trump was now finding it increasingly difficult to unite the factions within his base. The rifts between Trump and other party members were becoming more apparent, and many began to wonder if his once dominant influence was waning. The fallout from Donald Trump's cabinet chaos is a clear reflection of his struggles to regain control of his political future. What was supposed to be a period of consolidation and strength has instead become a symbol of failure and dysfunction. From failed nominations to public meltdowns, Trump's transition into a potential second term has been marred by setbacks and controversies. As we've seen with the nomination withdrawals of key figures like Matt Gaetz, Pete Hegseth, and others, the challenges to Trump's leadership are not just coming from the media or his political enemies, they're coming from within his own ranks. Republican leaders are starting to question his ability to lead, and his base is beginning to show signs of disillusionment. For Trump, the failure to secure competent candidates for his cabinet positions may have profound consequences as he looks to lead the country once again. If he cannot even manage a successful transition, how can he hope to succeed in office? That is the question on the minds of millions of Americans, and it's one that Trump will have to answer if he wants to regain the trust of both his party and the nation. This chaotic start to his transition period may not just be a temporary setback. It could be the beginning of a larger unraveling of Trump's political power, revealing that the emperor may no longer have any clothes. And as we watch this drama unfold, one thing is certain: Trump's road back to the White House is far from smooth.